Morning guys, how are we all doing? So in case you didn't catch the memo, I am doing a bit of a giveaway. If I'm able to get to 100 followers before, or at least by the time we get to, wow, my hair's crazy today, but if I can get to 100 followers by August 1st, I do plan on my Monday evening live reads to give a 15-minute free tarot reading to the first 5 people that either jump on or say me. So if I could get everyone to follow the page, share it to your feeds, your stories, what have you, and also tag, say, 3 friends in either any comments that you put here on the page or whenever you share it, that would be absolutely fantastic, because the more people that know about me, the more people I can help, and the more fun that we can make all this craziness be. Sorry, my nose is just all kinds of janky today. I don't know if it's the weather or for the first time in over 30 years I'm actually developing allergies. Who knows? But if you're joining us for the first time, I'm Sam, and the way we do our typical daily reads is I pull an oracle card to kind of get our flavor of the day. And that could be either my goddess deck, Moonology, Spirit Mamas, or even Shapeshifter, all of which are super duper fun. And after that, we do 2 rows of 3 with my tarot cards to get a little more in-depth view of what all is going to be going on with our Thursday. And with Thursday's planet being ruled by Jupiter, probably the best planet ever because it's all about expansion and abundance. And I'm not going to lie, I may or may not be a bit of a glutton when it comes to some things in my life, so Jupiter is definitely my top favorite. And sorry, my phone is buzzing like a bugger's. But I'm thinking we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 options. So just for giggles, and because I love using my 20-sided dice whenever I can't make a decision. Right. Almost dropped some cards there. So I'm thinking for my 20-sided dice, we will make numbers 1 through 5, my Shapeshifter deck, 6 through 10, my Goddess deck, 11 through 15, my Moonology, and 16 through 20, my Spirit Mamas deck, to help us see what our flavor of the day is going to be. And rolly, 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 and we've got number 8. So you guys can see that I'm not pulling any shenanigans. So that tells us that we are doing the Goddess deck today. We don't use that too often, so that's actually pretty interesting. So my Goddess deck is more or less using feminine divine entities such as Aphrodite, Mary Magdalene, the White Tara, sometimes even Dana, Artemis, Sulis, Guinevere, all those ladies to help us see where we're either blocked or we need to start tapping into. And for our fun Thursday, we are going to be grabbing what's something that we either need to tap into or unblock today. All right. So typically I only do a single oracle card today, but it looks like we've got 4. So I guess along with our typical tarot readings, we're also going to get a small story here too. Wow, okay, so definitely a little bit interesting today. We have solace with water. Spend some time near water such as a lake, river, or the ocean to recharge your batteries. We've got Mat, who's all about fairness. She is actually the Egyptian goddess of justice. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. Guinevere with true love. The romantic strings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. And we have Rhiannon. She's a Celtic goddess. And you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. So I want to say that altogether, as crazy as it is, and this is going to sound mundane as hell, so bear with me, because let's face it, we can't all just take a Thursday and go to the lake like we really want to. But I'm thinking either sometime today, make sure that you take a super relaxing bath or shower, hit a hot tub if you have access to one, but spend some time near water to help you kind of reset your brain and get a very clear idea of where you need to go with the things that you want to accomplish. Because after you reset yourself with that water element, because water is all about emotion, intuition, connecting with your deeper self. And hey, let's face it, in our world today, we are every which way to Sunday. But once you do that reset, that fairness that Mott is talking about, and my computer went wonky. Sorry about that. But with that, after we do that reset, that fairness that Mott is talking about, it looks like we'll be able to see clearly on how to ensure that fair and just manner of whatever's going on with our lives that's causing shit to go wonkerdoodle. And I want to say that these two are completely separate from those first two. So if you've been having issues in your romantic life, I would say rest assured, most likely everything is perfectly fine. You're the one manifesting either the issues, or you can manifest things to start going back to where they should be. Talk with your partner and see if you guys can't work out a plan together, because that's what a partnership is all about. You work together, you figure out the plan, you'll work the plan. But I'm thinking today, because we did have two different flavors today for our oracle cards, we're probably going to add a extra line today, because holy crap, it seems like it's just a day of extras with that, Jupiter abundance thing. Apparently we're going to be doing an abundance of messages. I'm just hoping we can fit it all in the next 20 minutes. But rest assured, I never, ever, ever leave a reading unfinished. Because that's just me. And as always, if anything hits you a little deeper than typical, feel free to leave a review on the page, or even share the live feed with your friends to let them know, hey, this chick is actually really hitting some keys. Not just on her keyboard. But once I start dealing out my cards, and I'll let you guys know when, we are going to do, this time, 3 rows of 3. And when I start dealing out, I want you guys to start thinking either 1A or 2C, 3B, whatever it is. I know it sounds a little bit like a battleship coordinate, if any of you played when you were kids, but that's the best way I know to help you receive your message. let's move these guys over here so that they don't get in the way when I show you guys the grid that you guys get to pick from. Alright, and I want to say my cards are starting to behave themselves. And if you guys see me doing this or that, I swear I'm not crazy and trying to shoo away spirits. Just these nasty little flies that are just the devil to try to kill. I know everything has a life and a purpose, but I don't like flies. And, alright. So now's the time to start thinking about any of the coordinates from 1A to 3A, 1B to 3B, or 1C to 3C. We've got our 1A, two A, and 3A already. Let's check out 1B. Oh goodness, we are not going to give them a stack of cards because we will never get all those in. Whatever the message is for people that need 1B, let's try and narrow that down, shall we? Thank you. We are not Stephen King, even though I love the author, who is wordy beyond all reason, giving you 10 pages about a tree. We're more the quick and dirties. Now we've got our 2B. How about 3B? Alright. And it looks like I'm going to need a little more space on my table here. So we're going to move the oracle cards to the side a little bit here. And push up all these guys a little bit because we're about to have no room for row C. 1C. What is the message for people that are going to pick 1C? I think I had one flip around on me here. No? I guess I was mistaken. And of course, after I say that, we have our 1C. How about 2C? And 3C. Well, that was easy. Alright, so either you need to work on resetting your brain for fairness today, or you need to work on that love aspect. You know which one you need to work on because it'll have hit with you a little harder than most when I was explaining the oracle cards. Now is where you need to decide which part of this grid is your set or single card of the day. It's either going to be 1A, 1B, or 1C, 2A, 2B, or 2C, or 3A, 3B, or 3C. And don't worry, we will go over all the cards. So you don't have to be like, oh my God, which one? But definitely whatever number and letter you're thinking of is your message. And for those that grabbed 1A, we have the upside down hanged man. So if you need to work on your fairness or your love life, this is saying that your perspective is a little too deep into the box and it's time to jump out of there and start accepting those other opinions, those other ideas, to help you figure out where you need to level out your idea of what's fair and what's not. Or you need to stop telling your partner that they have no idea what they're doing, their ideas are just insane, and let them actually give in their input, because you never know, that crazy idea might be what actually saves your relationship. For those of you that chose 2A, we have the Page of Cups, and the upside down Eight of Swords. So that tells me that if you have the fairness problem, your Page of Cups is your emotional support person, and it looks like really so far our ideas are just expanding and reaching out to people to help us, to get us out of our box of fear. Because we built the box, it's time to jump out of the box and let our emotional support person help us see the way out. For those of you that chose 3A, we've got an upside down Ten of Swords and a right side up Six of Cups. So whatever it is that you've been avoiding on letting go of, you are long past due. Time to cut those strings. And don't forget the past. Remember it beautifully and happily. But to get that fairness or get things back on track with your relationship or even leave it, the ending's overdue, guys. Cut the strings. Don't do a cord cutting spell. I'll explain why actually in a magic tutorial that I plan on doing for my YouTube channel that I'm working on, excuse me, building content for. But do the mundane way before the magic way every time. But that overdue ending, get her done. And while you shouldn't forget the past, don't get lost in it, because that's usually what keeps us from going forward. For those of you that chose 2A, once you do that reset of fairness, like we were talking about with the water and mat, or when you start fixing whatever it is going on in your relationship and manifesting where you want it to go, say hello comfort. Upside down Five of Coins. That barrenness and just not having anything in life anymore is going to be over, and you'll actually start seeing things turn around. So why not combine the two if they're both reaching for you? Reset your brain with that water, the shower, the relaxing bath, what have you, to find that sense of fairness and start manifesting a better life. For those of you that chose 2B, I would say take that reset, because that's probably what is screaming at you the loudest, and see why those goals weren't reached, because you got the upside down Nine of Coins. Tells me that some goal was not hit or totally derailed. Reset your brain and see what went wrong so that you can fix it and actually get the goal that you are wanting, or get something even better. Because sometimes we go for what we think we want, ends up being that is not actually what we need. What we actually need and want is something completely different. Sorry, getting a little thirsty. For the ones that chose 3B, we have, well, regardless if you're the fair guy or the manifesting your better love life guy, start celebrating. Six of Wands. That's all about self-confidence, knowing that your world is great, and just having your own personal party. No crying. Just start enjoying your life and realizing everything's cool. If you chose 1C, you're right there with the guy that had the 3B. You've got the Magician and the Ten of Wands. Excuse me. So again, regardless if you're the fairness guy or the manifesting your better love life guy, you've got all the tools you need. Start using them. And yeah, there's still gonna be work left to do, but celebrate your wins, because you've been succeeding across the board. And if you chose 2B, looks like what you need to focus on, regardless if you were the fairness guy and needing to reset your brain or manifesting a better love life, this is where you need to really focus on finding that reset and that balance. Because upside down Queen of Wands, okay, so that's telling me that you don't have the confidence that you need to know that when you walk into a room, you're commanding it. Work on finding what it was or what it is that's keeping you from realizing that you're awesome, so we can turn this into this and get that crown back on. And last but absolutely not least, 3C, 3 of coins. So I would say it's time to do some collaboration with some people to start finding what it is that you're lacking, either in your personal or professional life, for that fairness or being able to manifest your better reality, and get their ideas and their input, because they're the ones that are going to advise you the best. And I cannot believe that we actually got through all of that with 9 minutes to spare. If you missed any of those cards, you are more than welcome to hit the replay once the live is done. And I'm thinking, because we have just enough time, we'll do our typical whoever needs to hear this message kind of thing with our, because we have about 8.5 minutes, we'll use the Moonology deck. So for the ones that had the hard time with the fairness aspect, with needing to reset with getting into some water or getting near it and finding that fairness and that balance in their life, let's see what your actual obstacle is, because sometimes we think we know what's wrong, but we don't really. What's really hindering you and what can help you. Alright, let's see what your real obstacle is. Easy peasy, that's awesome. This is what's going to help you. Jeez. And this is what's hindering you. Alright, so for whoever it was that grabbed the need to hit some water and find the fairness in life, your real obstacle is, you know what you need to do to actually hit that conclusion and those goals. The problem is you're not sure on what you need to let go of, or if you already know what it is that you need to let go of, you're having a hard time just loosening your fingers. You're clinging onto it with a death grip. Now, the thing that's going to help you is whatever it is that you need to let go of, it looks like either way, you and your loved ones will be just fine. So if whatever it is you're afraid of letting go of and whatever ending you're terrified of, if you're afraid of how bad it's going to affect your family and you, it looks like either way you're going to be just fine. It's going to suck, but you're going to be fine. One way or another, you will actually get through. And what's hindering you is hold your vision. So that's telling me that either you lost sight of what really mattered to you, and that's why you hit dire straits and you can't find which way is up, or you're starting to shake away from what used to matter to you. Still matters, just not as much as it used to. So if I were you, I would start looking and seeing, where do you really want to go? What really matters? And what can you let go of to start actually reaching those goals? And that kind of really concludes our reading for the day. I want to thank everyone that showed up and hung out for a bit. And don't forget about that giveaway. If you guys can help me hit 100 followers by August 1st, that would be absolutely fabulous, because I would love to give free 15-minute readings to the first 5 people on Mondays next month. Just be sure to follow the page, share it with your friends, and tag a few people. Until tomorrow morning, though, have an absolutely fabulous day, and I'll see you guys Friday.